G'day, g'day, g'day. Welcome back to endrsgame. If you've looked at the little description, you'll be knowing that we're writing music today. I've got my acoustic guitar here. I've got Lilith with me. She's a great instrument. We're gonna write a completely new song from the ground up today. I've got Ableton open here, but I usually like to start by actually writing the song first, and then sort of getting the production in motion. I do a lot of stuff on my phone. I have like thousands of notes with lyrics and all sorts of stuff. I've got a couple of little ideas here that we're going to build on, I think. Obviously, writing songs about love or attraction or whatever, and all that sort of stuff is kind of a no-brainer. It's just like, it sells, you know, it's very easily relatable, and those are the kind of things you're looking for in a track. If we're talking pop music, obviously. Yeah, so I've got this idea that, like, you've seen someone that you really like, but you feel like they're so attractive and so out of your league that just makes you feel sick, and you just want to go and throw up and put everything in the bin. And I thought that could be a cool idea to write on, because you can have sort of sick metaphors, and you can talk about feeling queasy, and you can talk about fever dreams and all that sort of stuff. So I thought we'd sort of build on that idea and see if we can make like a kind of groovy little pop song. I've got a little chord progression idea that I'm gonna fine tune with some melody. Let's give it a go. My idea is pretty simple. It's just kind of like that sort of thing, which is if we're thinking a major, so 3 3 4 5 5 6. Super simple, but really effective. You hear it in a lot of tracks. So I think we'll just play around with that. And I played around a little bit with changing the bass note to give it a bit of a different vibe. And this could be good for a verse where you play the F sharp minor 7, but without the F sharp in the bass, and you have it like just like that, and you kind of get A over C sharp, and it just gives a bit of a. Let's see if I can bring this down so you can see what I'm playing on the guitar. So you get like an A over C sharp, and just gives a bit of a different vibe. And then you can do the same thing with the G, skip the G and the bass, and just go to the B. And so you get. So I'm thinking we'll build on that. And I usually like to start, if I'm writing, I think starting with the chorus is the best idea, because you're going to build the song around that, and that's your focal point, especially in pop music, radio music. Don't bore us, get to the chorus is the thing. And it's not always the case. It doesn't always work that way. Like sometimes you want the verse first if you're doing more of a storytelling vibe. Like ballads are nice to start with a verse, because you can really like get some good emotion and good vibe. But yeah, I feel like when you're writing pop, you sort of want to go from chorus or pre-chorus first, or like a central riff, like a post hook or something like that. You guys can't see that, but I promise you there's a Word document there. So I'm thinking like a dun 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 dun, like a. I had this sort of idea that you run like just a straight hook, just straight into the chorus, and you go sick, 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 like, oh, you're making me sick, sick, sick. Da, 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 da. I'll write that down because I like that. And then you get like a keyword. And I like that you're making me. That's always a good, like, Gucci gang. Sounds like a percussion. Always good to have something like that. So what do we got here to play with? None of those tones are the same. Okay, that's our tonic there, if we're thinking major. I usually think in minor, so it's weird to kind of think in major if I'm going to write a song, but most people think in major in pop music, so I've kind of learnt to swap between the two. So sick, sick, sick. Maybe that's a little too home. So there's relative minor. That's the 7. That could be cool. Oh, you're making me sick, sick, sick. Sick, sick, sick. No, you're making me sick, sick, sick. Up to bed the way. Sick, sick. I like that. I like that on the 7 to the relative minor. That's pretty good. Oh, you're making me sick, sick, sick. Come on, one. Sick, sick, sick. I wonder if that's too simple. Maybe for the verse. Dun, dun, dun. I had this cool idea where you do like a chop. You just record sick once, and then you actually like literally just chop it up You're giving me fever dreams. And I thought you could put in fever dreams as like the second half of the chorus, because then you get you're giving me. You're making me sick, sick, sick. It's a little too ordinary, I think. The da-da-da-da-da-da. It's too predictable. Oh, you're making me sick, sick, sick. But I don't wanna be the da-da-da. And you're making me deep dreams. Oh, oh, oh. Maybe it's like a... Maybe you have a little... Oh, oh, oh. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, you're making me sick, sick, sick. Oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh. Oh, you're making me sick, sick, sick. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. I do like that dominant, but you can't have the dominant back into the 3 there. That's a bit weird. We've got a nice like kind of funk groove here, and I'm trying to put this melody into place so that it works with what we've got, but gives kind of a counter rhythm. Because we start on the same rhythm there. So if we make like a something that's a real counter rhythm. I do like that start. Going down the chord is kind of nice. Oh, you're making me sick, sick, sick. Oh, 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 oh. Where does that land? Maybe it doesn't need to be more complicated than that. You're making me sick, sick, sick. Oh, 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 'cause I don't want to fever dreams. Oh, 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 I don't want to. Could have a post-chorus. Then you get a nice kind of lead line into you. Oh, you're giving me fever dreams. Let's try that. 'Cause you're making me sick, sick, sick. Well, there's our pre-chorus. Post-chorus, I mean. Alright, I can handle that post-chorus, and we can expand on that later. Alright, let's try that out. That could probably be good. Oh, you're making me sick, sick, sick. So let's write some Slusk lyrics here. We'll run that melody, I think. I do a lot of kind of fine tuning while I'm writing. That's just one way to do it. There's a lot of people that just kind of like vomit out ideas and then write them all down and mash them all together and make like a really good kind of solid version of what they had, and they really like fine tune it afterwards. I like to do like kind of immediate reflections on what I'm writing and take it like as far in a quality level as I can from the start. And I think that it's a good thing to do, but it's also a difficult thing to do, and it's like it's not always the right thing. Sometimes you just need to get out ideas and just smash them, but sometimes it's good to have a bit more of like a refined version before you start producing or writing a demo or like fine-tuning afterwards. I'm usually like a kind of fine-tune as you go person, but it's personal preference. So like I'll take this later on and I'll have a look at it and see what the weak points are and try and fix them up. We've got something to go on, and that's the important thing. So let's write some little lyrics here. Oh, oh, oh. That's got to be O's. I'll write that in. Oh. All good pop songs have a whoa. What did I have in my little notes here? I had some more ideas. Queasy. Looks like could kill. Interesting. Ideally something that rhymes on sick. I think I had trip in my mind earlier. Could use burning up is always good. Burning up. Oh, you're giving me. That's where your strong sections are. I'm burning up. Would be good. Making me sick. I'm burning up. Yeah, nice. Cause you're giving me. Oh, you're making me sick. Welcome to songwriting, everyone. This is how it goes. There's a lot of sitting around with a guitar and being like, is this good? Is this not good? Is this good? Is this not good? Most of the time, it's better than you think. I'm fading fast. I'm burning up. I'm fading fast. I'm burning up. Oh, cause you're giving me. What about if you had it the other way around? I'm burning up. I'm fading fast. I'm burning up and fading fast. Oh. Here's an interesting thing that's already come up, is that I say fast instead of fast, like 70% of the English-speaking world do. And so I often find myself in my own lyrics either having to compensate for an accent that I don't have or compensate for an accent that I do have. And it's very interesting. I'm a songwriting student and we have lyric writing courses, obviously. And a lot of the time, like, we read up our lyrics or we sort of have, like, get someone else's lyric and have to write music to it and stuff like that. Super good. But, like, my lyrics, because I've got an Australian accent, on top of that, I have an Adelaide accent where we say castle instead of castle, like they do in Melbourne. So it's like I rhyme parts with chants and things like that. And it's like a lot of the time people have to remember that I have an accent when they're reading my lyrics because they don't rhyme. Like if I was to sing it in an American accent, a normal accent for pop music, did I lose my chance because these broken parts? It doesn't rhyme, but if in my own accent, did I lose my chance because these broken parts? You know, that does rhyme. Now we're in this right here, right away, because fast and up are kind of close, but fast and up are not. Accents are cool. Science. Linguistics. Oh, you're making me sick. Oh, I'm fading fast, I'm burning up. Oh, cause you're giving me fever dreams. I think I'm burning up and fading fast is better. Oh, I didn't end up rhyming on sick. There you go. Here's a good point, actually. So if I had said I need to rhyme on sick here, I would have locked myself into not coming up with I'm burning up and fading fast, which fit the melody and the points of emphasis in the melody really well. And I would have like almost hindered myself in finding some other words, which is an interesting one. And I've found that a lot of the time you can sort of get stuck where it's like, oh, I need to rhyme on this word, and you just don't come up with good things. And it's like, rhyming is really subjective, and a lot of good songs have rhymes that don't rhyme, or they have rhymes that are unexpected and sort of things like that. And I think that you're actually better off using the tools of words than the tools of rhyme. And so if you get something that works really well with the song and the melody, if it's a near rhyme, awesome, if that's what you're going for. But also, like, utilize not rhyming. It's something that you can really use effectively because it can create tension, it can create instability. Like, it's a good thing. Don't get stuck on your rhymes because you don't always need them. Just straight up. That was my little spiel about rhyming, my little spiel about my accent. Let's get back into it. And here we can go super cliche and do something about you and me, which is always fun. Hallucinating. Let's write that down. Hallucinations might be better. Hallucinations. Hallucinations visit me and tell me. There's not a lot of syllables there, but this is sort of our tagline section. So I'm wondering how we can twist this nicely. Hallucinations. I like visit me, but maybe we're on a bit of a different tangent there. Cause you're giving me fever dreams. Oh, hallucinating. Hazy vision. Hazy vision. Hazy vision. Yeah, that's correct. The other thing I can do here is I can rhyme on burning up and fading fast, because now I'm writing on dreams. And so here I am locking myself already, as I was just saying before that you shouldn't lock yourself. So I could just have something like, I could probably use locking up. That would be funny. Make some meta lyrics while we're streaming. Fever Dreams is a good song title here, but maybe we want like a little twist. I'll get rid of hallucinating here because I'm not sure about that. Oh, you're the one is always good. But you're the one. Cause He's something about virus here. I'm writing a Corona song while streaming from my house in isolation in the country. How poignant. So lock me up in quarantine. I'm not gonna write that in a song. Although it's kind of genius. Maybe that's kind of genius. Oh, you're making me sick, sick, sick. Oh, 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 oh. I'm burning up and fading fast. Oh, 'cause you're giving me fever dreams. Oh, 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 oh. So lock me up in quarantine and I will be... Maybe, actually. That's not awful. Doesn't say anything, though. It's kind of just circling around the same thing. This is where the twist should be. So what's the twist is the question. I'm going to leave that for a bit. Let's go to a pre-chorus and a verse, and we'll see if we can come back to that. We have a melody, so that's pretty good. I'm going to quickly record what we have so we don't forget it. This is something I always do intermittently. As soon as you've got a section that you're like, oh yeah, I can work with this, record it in your phone or on your computer or whatever you're sitting down with, because you don't want to forget that stuff. I've met a lot of people that write in the sense that they're like, oh, if you can't remember it after you've written it, it's not worth keeping. And like, I get that. But again, you're kind of locking yourself to certain ideas and not letting ideas that you've had actually evolve and potentially get better. And I've found a lot of stuff in my phone that it's like, oh, this chorus was pretty cool. Let's change this and this and this and put it in this verse. You get so much more mileage out of your ideas from doing that than just throwing it in the bin. Very rarely do I just absolutely dump something. You can always find a use for something, even if it's like just reusing a chord progression or, you know, half of a hook into another hook. Like, it's just never delete anything. That's my advice. Never delete anything. And it's digital, and you've got cloud storage, and hard drives aren't expensive, and it's like we all have 120 gigs of space in our phones, and it's like you can take that 30 kilobytes for like a 20-second sound recording, you know? Don't shoot yourself in the foot is my advice. Cool. That's a little chorus. This is the kind of song that you could start with a chorus as well. Or you could start with the post hook at least. You could have a little... What I like to do as well, I think what makes songs really kind of connected in a way is like, and this is used all the time in pop music, really good thing to do though, is that you use this like same chord progression with a simpler rhythmical motif as your verse and build a different melody on top of it, obviously. But that gives it like a real kind of circle thing. You start and your verse is the same as your chorus and you get used to that vibe and then you build on it. Your pre-chorus, which is obviously a pre-chorus, that's when you can start to change things up a bit. And I like that kind of idea that the pre-chorus is its own section and then you can build a bridge sort of from the pre-chorus. Obviously this doesn't work for every song, but I feel like it's a nice way to kind of make it contextual. So I was talking about earlier, I can take away the bass notes from the chorus and make it very different sounding kind of vibe in the verse, and you can have a little just, and that's pretty groovy still. Like you can have like a boom dick bum boom bass on that later. Cool. I like that for the verse. So then we can start making some little lyrical ideas here. So let's not rewrite the chorus as the verse. That's the important thing here. Maybe you have like a few. I want to do. You do what to do. Like leave it really open, kinda. Maybe that's a pre. You don't want to oh, you're making me sick, sick. Yeah, that's a pre-chorus. So if you go like, you don't want to so you come from, but you don't want to take the way you do. Yeah, very nice. Pre-chorus go to the E minor 7. Super. So Now we're talking. You're making me sick. Maybe you can have that minor dominant there, and then in the production you can have the dun dun dun. Dun, 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 dun. I'm not sure if I have the G there or the B minor 7. Let's try that. That doesn't work. That one, I think. It's not exactly what I had before. Because I like that. That's your dominant for the F minor that you land on. So you can use that even though it's out of the scale, because you... Technically that's in the scale, but that is not in the scale. Because I like that melody. I think that's got a good groove. So I wonder what we can have lyrically there. I had some little ideas here about queasy, looks that kill, crushing my self-esteem, nowhere near your league. Got my temperature rising. I'm not sure. Got my temperature rising. Rising. Here's a weird thing that you sing the word rising on a downwards melody and it's not very good. It's not intuitive of what the word says. You want to be rising, not rising. That's an interesting one that I just encountered right now. Got my temperature rising is kind of like, maybe not, because rising is not rising. I want to have something about being bedridden. I think that's kind of funny, like making me not want to get out of bed kind of vibe. Maybe I can have that here. And now I never wanna get my bed. Leave my bed, something about head. You make me never wanna leave my bed. And you make me never wanna leave my bed. Cause you're giving me all that I want to say. Yeah. You're like a virus creeping under, and like a virus getting on my skin, through my veins, but I'm addicted to this. You're like a virus running through my veins, but you're keeping me hooked. You're like a virus running through my veins, but you're keeping me hooked by it. Yeah. So, writer's block is an interesting thing, and there's a lot of tools you can do to kind of beat writer's block. Do they work? Sometimes is the answer. Writer's block is a weird thing that everyone gets, but you can sort of mathematically make your way around it. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do here, because I've got a very sort of concrete idea about what this song is, and I'm going to use metaphors about being sick and things like that. So I'm just kind of like racking my brain for those kinds of medical issues and putting them into lyrical form. So where are we at here? I'm still trying to find that twist. The twist is that, you know, this person is so good that you just feel sick. I can use something like stomach turning, stomach churning, stomach ache, stomach ache. Belly ache is good. Belly ache. Belly ache. Games you play is so shit. And just the sight of you's a belly ache. And seeing you is like a belly ache. So the idea I'm thinking for the verse now is that you're sitting at home and you scroll past a picture of this person and it's like, that's what triggers this. And it's like, they're so everything that it just gives you a bellyache. So I think if you explain it in the verse, then this pre-chorus makes sense. So that's the challenge now. But I think we'll be able to get there. You're like a virus running through my veins. Maybe I don't like that. Maybe that should be a positive line. And then, but you're the cause of this bellyache. You're the cause of all these bellyaches. Let's have this for now. Let's have, you're like a virus running through my veins. And you're the cause of all these bellyaches. But you're keeping me hooked. Here I can have something with haze. You're like a virus running through my veins. And you're the cause of all these bellyaches. But you keep me hooked the way you do. Cool. I could have like, can't keep my eyes away. But you keep me hooked, can't keep my eyes away. Yeah. But you're keeping me hooked, can't keep my eyes away. Great, we've got a pre-chorus. Well, there's half the song done. So now we just need some verse ideas. Once I got a melody, I can start producing and making the beat, and then we'll kind of go from there. And that's probably a little more interesting for you guys to watch. I hope you guys like watching someone just kind of rack their brains about, oh shit, gotta write a song. We don't really have a section that has fast rhythms yet, so maybe that's the verse. Is oh, you're making me sick. Starts on the 1. Yeah, like I was gonna have the little intro. I don't wanna be That's a little low, I think, but I'm worried about everything sort of being in the same melodic range. So what if you have, that's not on the scale. I don't think it needs to be more than that. I'm sitting at home, my face on the phone. I'm sitting at home and I'm looking at my phone. Sitting at home, flicking the phone. Sitting at home and I'm scrolling my phone. I'm sitting at home and I'm scrolling my phone. Home and I'm looking through my phone. When I suddenly taking it back in the door. Yo, God, looks like you're killing him in a door. Let's try that. Oh, I'm sitting at home and I'm checking my phone. That's what I was looking for. When I'm feeling my temperature. When I suddenly feel my temperature rise. You, God, looks like you're killing it. I do like this verse, actually. See here, I've already forgotten how my pre-chorus went. And now I'm trying to see if those two fit together. So if I go 1, 2, 3, and yeah, okay, it's on the 3 and. Then I should be able to remember it. You're like a virus. Yeah, that works. Something with pixels would be cool here. But you. I like the double syllable there, so you have like. When I'm suddenly looking at you in the eyes. I can't keep my eyes away there, so maybe that's not the right thing. You know what? I'm going to try and give you guys the lyrics now, because this seems a little silly to not be able to have the lyrics. Let's see what we can do. Well, hey, there we go. Zoom this in a bit. I'll make it a little smaller, and I'll just put it here. By me kind of thing. How not to technology with me. There we go. That's a bit better. I'll sort out a better screen for this, I think. So I want this third one. I want it to be like, looks that could kill. Cause you're looking like you could kill anyone, duh. How can I twist that into a good sentence? Looking like you could kill me with a... It would be good to rhyme on phone here as well. With me with a... I want to say glance, but I'm not sure if that's the right word for this situation. I'm sitting at home checking my phone when suddenly cause you're looking like you could kill me with a glance. It'll do for now. I'll fine tune this later. Yes, perfect. Look at that. Now you can see more of this ugly mug. Maybe I should just rhyme with phone here, and then glance can be by itself. What rhymes with phone? What can I have at the end of here? Alone is boring. Throw, stroke, own? Own, maybe? What can I have with own? Or like, what happens when you get sick? Something bodily. Like a bodily function would be great. Like your stomach drops. Throat? Now we're talking. Now we're on something. Feeling a lump on my throat. Maybe I shouldn't lock myself to this rhyme either. Maybe I have a completely unrhyming verse. It's not a bad idea. Cold? Cold. Now we're in on fucking the accent question again. Because I say fine. I can't say cold. Sort of can. Cold is pretty good. Cold will do for now. So let's work out something with cold here. Shivering cold when I'm suddenly shivering. I'm suddenly shivering. I'm suddenly shivering, but it's not cold. Suddenly shivering, but it's not cold? Not sure. Cold. I'm suddenly shivering, turning so cold. I'm just going to write, but it's not cold for now. It's pretty shit, but it'll do. It's lyrics. I've heard worse lyrics. I'm fucking racking my brains, but I don't know. Once I've got this verse done, I'm going to take a quick break, fill up some tea, and then I'm going to start producing. So then we'll make some cool grooves. I'm sitting at home and I'm checking my phone when I'm suddenly shivering, but it's not cold. Cause you're looking like you could kill me with a glance. And this will be a double verse, I think. Makes a lot of sense, but I'll just write one of them and then I've got an idea. Because here it's like, you want to be able to say that you can, like, so dangerous that it comes through the picture, but like in a good way. And that's really weird. I can have not a chance at the end, but it's a not a chance. But that's a little shit. I'm not about shit lyrics. These are pretty shit lyrics. But if I'm honest, you're looking like you could kill me with a glance. But if I'm honest, give it a chance. Stuck in my mind. I can make the lyrics a little bigger, yes. This is a emergency solution to the fact that I realized that I should have done this earlier, but we live and we learn. I'll sort out a better overlay for this at a later date. I haven't actually solidified a melody here either, so I'm kind of just clutching at straws and just working out what to do. Obviously something a little less busy because I've got da 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 for the rest of the verse, which is a lot going on. Maybe I can use queasy or something, or film it like stomach drop. What can I use? That glance can be turned into a bunch of things. I'm just going to write this. Feel my stomach turning inside out. It'll do for now. I can look at this again later. Feel my stomach turning inside out. Something like that. I'm sitting at home and I'm checking my phone. Well, I'm suddenly shivering, but it's not cold. Cause you're looking like you could kill me with a glance. Feel my stomach turning inside out. Cool, that'll do. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Alright, we have lyrics. I'm going to take a short 5-minute break, open up Ableton, and we'll get to some production on this now that we've got melodies and all sorts of stuff. I can put Lilith down. Thank you, Lilith. And here we go. I've got Ableton open. Cool, that was my sound check. I'm a professional producer. Right, we're going to produce this thing. Yep, about there somewhere. That's pretty good. Now I wanted to start with the riff is what I thought. I have like a bit of an instrumental intro before you come into the verse. So let's just make intro. Open this up. That's actually not a bad patch to start with, but I'd like a little more of a... I think this one. Yeah. Pluck piano is pretty good. Change it a little bit. So, where do we start with? What's that? C sharp. I'll ditch that delay as well, actually. That's going to be annoying later. This is super fun. I hope that everyone's having a good Sunday. My computer is not. It never is. That comes in there. That's kind of where we are. Alright, that's better. Copy that over, and then we can have our... I'm going to freeze that straight away, because otherwise that's just going to get real annoying. My computer is struggling today, I tell you. Let's get some bass happening. Start on the F sharp, right? Bass. Get nice resonance up in here. We can have... Some people do this with the envelope. Some people do it with the LFO. I have been known to use both, but I actually find the LFO is a little easier to control. I use the LFO for this. I have an insane input delay. But we will run a square wave here as well, or a sawtooth. I think this one's good. Yeah, that's a bit fatter. And maybe like this as well. That's it. Good. Bit of this. A bit of this. That's really good. Wonder what's the octave down is like. Actually, the octave down's nice. That's a little slow, I think. Let's get some samples in here. Let's try that. I don't really like the fuzz at the end though. That's a bit better. It's just 4 on the floor this, I reckon. 4 on the floor is the way to go. Always the way to go. So what that is that's our vocal melody. So you get like a good understanding of what the vocal melody is before it even comes in. Very sort of ordinary thing to do, but it works well. I'm just gonna put a quick little reverb on here. Just use my preset, which I'll fiddle with later. This has some fantastic old snares. Straight to the 80s. Actually, it's a little hard, but one with a clap would be good. Let's try that one. We'll give it a good old go. Hi-hat, and we'll put in some percussion as well, and then we should have at least a bit of a groove to go off of. There's one that's really good. Is it this one? Yeah, this one's really good just for building a basic groove. It's nothing too complicated, so it's already got a little bit of a side chain in it, in the actual sample, which is good, so your kick comes forward. And that is insane what that does for the groove. Just adding in some 16th notes, it makes a huge difference. And we want kind of like maybe a bongo-y, like a... What's this? Televisor having great stuff. We're kind of making new disco anyway, so... Banana cigarette. Let's try it. Let's try the banana cigarette. Although I don't smoke. But in this case, let's try the banana cigarette. I'll put that a little off to the right. Should be there, right? Well, that's how I hear it, at least. Nice. And then I'm going to add in a live bass. It's 2020. You don't need live bass anymore. So that's what I'm going for here. I'm going for a real like... Where's my Word document? Because I can try and sing the chorus over it. Sig, sig, sig. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, you're giving me fever dreams. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, that's going to work pretty good. I don't really like this sound, actually, in hindsight. So let's fiddle with that just quickly. I reckon we can make this a little cooler. Some of this. And my favorite thing to do, frequency shifter. Actually, what I should do, have two frequency shifters. One that does the actual wobble, and then one that does... That sounds a bit better. Let's play with that. That should be good. Alright, that'll do for now. Let's add in this live bass. That should make a big difference. So I use this thing, which is actually free. There's a paid version of it, which is even better. But you can do quite a lot with this one anyway. So what I like to do is I just take the bend range up, and then I turn off the fret toggle sound, because that's a bit like a bit, and I'm not too keen on that. And then I put the delay at like -22, because it kind of triggers a little after you'd expect. But it's got a really nice like 80s slap sound. But you can hear it kind of goes big. So when I fuck with this later, so what I do is I just smash this with compressor and chorus, obviously. And then I actually like to OTT it. And I think that makes it really cool. And you get a real like... And that gives you a really good sound. But you get that really high kind of like... So you just cut the high a bit before you do the OTT. And that helps with that. And obviously EQ after the OTT as well. What you can also do, sometimes it sounds good and sometimes it sounds less good. But you put a reverb before the OTT and then you mute it out afterwards. And in an instrument like this where I'm already going to be muting out the like after OTT sections because they don't sound good, it's kind of like, it gives it a stadium feel. It's something that Skrillex used a lot. Yeah, like I said, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That could probably be pretty cool. So let's have a look at this. That's about what we want. And then you just go through and with the utility, you mute the sections that aren't played by the actual notes. I think it's just drawn in like this. And then you get this. In combination with the other bass. Maybe a little less of this. That's a bit better. Okay, that didn't copy the utility over. That's why that sounds weird. And then obviously with the slap bass, you add in a few little like boom gip. So like boom da doom gip. You can kind of make these pop like an actual bass. Just while I'm composing then, I'm going to turn off the plate, I'm going to turn off the utility, and just get these like kind of notes right. I think you want to do it like this. Yeah, now we're talking. And then doom do gip. And the trick is to keep these notes that you want to be like popped short, and having the compressor on it just makes it go just smack, like real steady smack. Like that might need to actually be shorter. Yeah, there we go. That's what we want. Cool. Dun 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 dun. Oh yeah, now we're getting somewhere. Now that we've got this groovy bass, I can put the plate back on and I can fix up the utility and we'll see how that sounds. Because I'm not sure if that's actually going to be good now. But we'll see. Yeah, I don't like that at all actually. I think I'll just keep it more natural. So in this case, what you're hearing mainly is the sound of the live bass, but you get this sort of low end kick from the synth bass layered with it. So yeah, they complement themselves really well, which I think is super good. So I'm going to add in a little sidechain here as well, just to give it a bit more pump. Some people use one knob pumper for this, which is a totally valid way of doing it. Personally, I'm more about actually like writing my own sidechain. It's just easier for me because I can get sidechains that aren't just a 4/4. So I'm just going to find a suitable kick for that, because I like to have a particular sort of very nice triangular kick. That looks pretty good. Sounds pretty good. It could be a little longer actually. I want one a bit more of a thump. Yeah, let's try that one. That's a bit longer. And then I'm just gonna pitch it down a bit so that you can get a bit more, even more thump out of it. And so this kick is muted anyway, but it's about like the timing. And you'll see when I put the sidechain in that should give a pretty consistent kind of pump. Something about there is probably pretty good. Because I don't want it to be too much. I just want a little bit. And obviously route that in, and then I'll route these two to the side chain. And I'm also going to route this percussion to the side chain so that that gets a bit of pump. And now if I solo this. Now we're getting somewhere. Alright, so that's our intro. Maybe some vocals here as well. And we can go into our verse. So a simpler version of what we had here. Copy that over for our verse. Probably even do it without the snare. That could be real groovy, just like a little shaker. And I want a variation of this that's simpler. I think that is it. As much as needed. Copy that up to this bass. So let's find a bit of a mellower kick. Yeah, because that's got a good like sub feel. I'm sitting at home and I'm looking for when yeah, we're starting to get somewhere. Hey, this is like, it's building blocks. You got to start with the Lego, you know what I mean? You got to start with your bass and then build it upwards, and it takes a while, but you get there in the end. This needs less release. This is just fucking out of control. So I want a smaller snare here, something that doesn't take up as much space as that other one, because that other one is pretty like, and I'm not as keen on that right now. Not for the verse. We're chilling, you know what I mean? It's a bit more about groove. Yeah, let's try that one. That definitely works. You've probably noticed that I'm very pedantic about fading out on things. It is what it is. But when you compress stuff and you get a little at the end of sounds and you have to try and find them, it's really annoying. So it's just good to go in and do it straight away. All right, we're definitely getting somewhere. What was our pre-chorus now? Nice. So here we can add in everyone's favorite, snaps. It's a little small, it's a little big. Actually, that's pretty good. Nice reverb tail. Just get it in place. So here we need to make a synth. See if my computer can handle this. Yeah, that's not too bad. I can deal with that. Yep. So we start here on the E minor 7. This is a good sound actually. We'll turn this down a little bit. Have a bit of that. So that we get more of a wow. More of this, less of this, more of this. Yeah, now we're talking. That's a little much. A bit more of that too, probably. That'll be good. So we're on here. Usually I would play this in, but because of the latency, it's a little difficult, but we'll sort it out. D to the B minor 7 there. And we have this again. I think that's right. And then there's that C sharp 7, which is the weird one. That comes on that bar. C sharp 7, how should I play that? That's probably our best inversion, I think. Because it's got the B, which is the 7, it's got the F, which is the major third, which is the weird one. And the G sharp is also out of the scale. Actually, let's do this. This would be nice. If I can get the right note. Now we're getting funky. Seems pretty good. We'll call that pre-pad. Oh, actually, yeah, what I do want is this. This is something I love to do when you're making build-ups, is you have an overdrive on nothing, like no wet on the overdrive, and you just build it in at like the last minute, and you get sort of like a and you cut it, hard cut it. It sounds super. But I'll also cut the reverb there. I'm all about hard cuts. I think we're in a time in pop music where hard cuts are really useful. Yeah, there you go. Get a little like a just wobbles a little bit. Super cool. But I can probably do it before the filter, I think. Yeah, now we're talking. All right, let's freeze that down. Turn that off. Ditch that last snap, and then we go into the chorus here, which is this section. Maybe let's put that in, because there's a little post hook here. I can just make a little sample of it. I just want like a oh. Can I just have a dry one? Probably use that one. Yep, that's enough. We can use that. Put it in here. Put the root as E. Chops, maybe? I don't know. I'm not even sure if we want chops. We'll find out. I probably don't want chops. Can I have legato? It's so weird because that's the dominant for the note that we land on, but I don't think it works. Maybe we need the A. Maybe that's not the right melody. I think this is probably better actually going up a third. Cause you're making me sick, sick, sick. Oh, 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 oh. I'm not sure I like the chorus anymore. I started with the chorus and now I don't like the chorus. Oh, cause you give me fever dreams. Oh, oh, oh. It does sound much better when I sing it though. Maybe I just need to record a vocal. But where do I come out of here? This isn't right. Nope. It's so weird because we're on the... I think that's what we're missing. And this is definitely not the right piano sound to use, but we'll put it in anyway. Well, like, this is the point, is I like the chorus when I sing it, but I can't get it out of this pre-chorus right. So I'm gonna take it to the grave. Let's try this and see if this makes a difference. Because then you get a better understanding of what the chords are. Because I think the issue is that the bass note's on the relative because you get the 7 here. And then that's probably better. I'm not sure about the dun dun dun. What do I play when I play it? I'm a little more sparing on it. It's like dun 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 dun. It's a little more like that. That's a better groove, I think. You just get a little bit more of a feel from the thing. Oh, this should be an electric piano. That's what we should be using. A good DX7. We just have a little... And that's all it needs. So then if I come out of here... Alright, I'm gonna freeze that down now. Because that minor dominant is probably the way to go, but I'm not super keen on going from the minor dominant. So the F sharp major 7, the F sharp 7, down to the F sharp minus 7 is a bit weird. It's a little weird, but it probably works. That's pretty good. Alright, now let's just change this sound. Here, DX7 EP. This is what you want. Fuck their filter, I'm using my own. I don't really like that sound. This sound is just not... I've been streaming for 3 hours and here I am fiddling with sounds. Why am I like this? Sound if I do this. Maybe a bit too much. Let's try a walk just a little bit. This needs less of this. What this needs is this simple rhythm. And then it needs all right. I think I'm pretty done for today. I've worked on this song now for like 3 hours. It's a song. That's what we can say about it. is that it's a song. I think what it needs is some guitars. Definitely needs to be a little more 80s. So I'll keep it in the bank and I'll give it some love. I think it's a cool song. It's got potential. Once this is frozen, I'll save because I haven't saved yet. Yeah, I think we've made a cool song. This song's working title is Fever Dreams, which is a cool title as well. I'll save that. I'll bounce it out and then I can, play around with it later. See what the go is. Cheers for that. I'll see you guys next time.